trick or treat? Why not have both? That will be today's topic of this Pick a Card tarot reading. We're going to figure out what trick you need to watch out for and what treat is coming your way in this Halloween season. Just because this is a Halloween edition tarot reading doesn't mean that it isn't a timeless reading. Whenever you come across this reading, that's when it's meant for you. Hello everyone, I am the Thehonesthierophant, and unfortunately I do not have any Halloween props, so we're just going to go with the basic tarot cards and crystals. So for the first pile, we have the Sacred Kingdoms Tarot with a Chrysanthemum Tower. For pile number 2, we have the Prisma Visions Tarot with a yellow Mookalite Tower. And then for pile number 3, we have the Golden Will Tarot with a Dragon Bloods Tower. So feel free to pick your pile now, and we'll get into what trick you need to watch out for and what treat is coming your way soon. Hello, my pile number ones, whether you have chosen the Sacred Kingdoms Tarot or whether you have chosen the Chrysanthemum Tower, welcome into your section of the reading. Like I said at the beginning, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you are seeing this reading, that's when it's meant for you. So just because it says Halloween edition, don't think that it only means within that time frame, but this is kind of specifically for Halloween. But let's go ahead and jump into the reading. We are trying to figure out what trick you need to watch out for and what treat is coming your way. So let's go ahead and figure out what trick you need to watch out for during this season. All right, we have nothing is yet set in stone. Your commitment is being tested. Believe in the impossible. Interesting, okay. So that's coming from the Moonology deck. Let's go ahead and get some cards from this energy oracle. And once we figure out what the trick is, we'll dive into some tarot, and then we'll figure out what the treat is after that. Cornucopia, the thinking man, financial constraints. Interesting. So I feel like the trick here for you, pile number 1, is that there really is nothing that is set in stone with something that I feel like is an agreement, or maybe something that you are thinking is kind of like finalized. There's something here that you are kind of in the mindset of like thinking that the other person is with you with every step of the way, right? And I think it comes down to a lot of variables. I think that's why there's so much going on around this situation, whether it's a work partner, whether it's a relationship, or maybe it could actually just be based on something that you were aiming for. And I think the way that it's coming out here, and we'll get some more clarification with some tarot cards as well, the way it's coming out here is that there's kind of like no set direction. Maybe you have let yourself kind of decompress, and maybe you are thinking that it's heading its way towards an abundant type of energy, which it could still be. But at this time, there's a lot of variables that can mix things up. And I think that's where it's coming from, is that there might be some challenges. There might be some hiccups along the way. And it might be tricking you into thinking like, okay, all these things that are starting to come up now might actually be showing me a different side of what I was already expecting. And you might be thinking, okay, I might need to go a different way. But I don't think it's necessarily that cut and dry for you. I think there's more so things that you have got to learn about the situation itself. And I think that's where the trick is coming into fruition here, is that you might be thinking that it's supposed to go the opposite way of what you're already feeling it is. But in reality, it's more so about like, how can you bring that conclusion or that abundance that you are thinking that is coming to you closer, right? So I don't think it's necessarily as cut and dry as it might come across to you as, but I do feel like there's just going to be some rocky waves coming up here within the next week or two for you. So that is definitely something to look out for. And I feel like the financial constraints is kind of one of those variables that we were touching on about how these things might be coming up to, test the commitment or test the abundance that you are aiming for, or whatever it is that you have and the foresight for yourself. I just don't think things are as finalized and as crisp and signed off for as you think it might be. So maybe, yeah, I don't think that specifically is the trick itself. I think the trick itself is that you might be believing that these signs are telling you to go the opposite way of what you are already aiming at. So I think to dodge the trick is for you to kind of stay on path with what it is that you're aiming for and believe in the impossible. Aim for the abundance that you want. All right, so let's see here. Can we get some clarification on this trick for pile number 1 with the tarot? We have the 4 of Wands, the Page of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. Interesting. Wow. So yeah, there's like a huge like future path for you. There's something here to do with a really, really heavy commitment. And I feel like you've got to, like, you are very set in stone with how things are like going. Like you want it to go a certain way potentially, or maybe you have really strong boundaries. And I feel like opening up and allowing yourself to kind of just feel the excitement on the ride is almost equivalent to a roller coaster. And if you are someone that, doesn't feel the adrenaline, or someone that doesn't really like keep their eyes open, I guess you could say, along the roller coaster ride, and you can't really feel the energy from it, you're closed off to that aspect, you're not going to enjoy what the roller coaster is providing you, which is supposed to be, the adrenaline, excitement, craziness, like it's a whole experience. And if you're not willing to experience, then like why be on the roller coaster? And I think that's kind of the same concept here, is that you've got to experience it. You've got to allow yourself to open up. And I think that's the reason why the trick is coming up, is to really test you of whether you are wanting to actually experience the whole ride. Are you actually committed to the potential of things kind of going opposite of what you think might actually happen? Or are you so set in stone that it has to be a certain way that if it doesn't go that way, you're just going to pull out of it and not really experience it at all? And I feel like there's a really good future for this commitment in itself if you hold on to it and you allow yourself to experience it the whole way out. And it's going to be a really fruitful abundance tree for you. It's going to be something that is going to give you a great experience. It's going to give you pure energy. It's going to give you light and love type of energy. And I feel like it's going to kind of soften you up a little bit. I don't think that you are at a point of really accepting it as much, but I feel like it's going to soften you up and make you a bit more like absorbent to it, I guess you could say. So that is exciting. Let's see. Is there anything else that wants to fall out for the tarot? Let me see if I can pull 2 more cards here about this trick. All right. We have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Celestial Weaver, which is a unique card within this deck. And I think this is just talking about how, like, with everything that you're supposed to be experiencing within the next few weeks, is tying everything together. It's bringing everything that you've wanted to light. It's bringing everything that you wanted into existence. And it's giving it a very uplifting energy. And it's giving this community aspect as well. I feel like it's going to be bringing in some sort of community feeling or some sort of really high vibrant love as well. So being able to stand against the trick, being able to fight against what you think might be telling you to go one way, because maybe our subconscious or maybe our limited beliefs are telling us like, hey, we can't stand up against this. This is something that's kind of like a red flag. I feel like once you pass that barrier, it's going to be promoting a really high vibrant love to you. And it's going to really attach to you to kind of bring out the best in yourself, to kind of illuminate what needs to be illuminated within inside you that you've always had as well, that maybe has stayed down within inside yourself to a point where nobody has ever seen this variation of yourself, even though I feel deeply that you knew this was inside you this whole time. Okay. So let me see if I can have any sort of specific like tricks potentially come out within the tarot. And then if nothing's really wanting to pop up as specifics, then we'll move on to the next one, which is the treat that's coming your way. So what specifically does pile number 1 need to know about the trick? What tricks are being played in this scenario? We have the 10 of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Tower. So the tricks that are coming up that are going to be kind of showcasing themselves to you in a way that might make you feel like you need to pull away is there might be some like burdens. There might be some annoyances that pop up. It's almost like if you are working on a craft and you are messing with a hot glue gun and all of a sudden you accidentally burn yourself on the tip of the hot glue gun and you get really pissed off. You're like, man, why did I burn myself? Like, why is this something that I am putting up with? And you like throw the hot glue gun down and you just get fed up and walk away and you're like done for the day, right? It's kind of like that same energy where you kind of just blow up at something that comes across to you as annoyant, but it's something like it comes across as that, but it's a bit deeper than that. It's almost like you need to kind of power your way through it and kind of see why that happened, right? Power your way through it and allow yourself to overcome it. It's something that needs to be overcame. And another thing that is coming up is maybe a hard truth that is told to you that you're just like, wow, like, did this person really just say that to hurt my feelings? Did this person really just call me out like that and try to, do something against me? Is this person attacking me? Is this person not like really valuing my own self? Like, what is going on with that? Like, I have a lot of questions and it's actually a turnoff, but it's almost like something that you necessarily need to hear to make this work, right? It's something that needs to be improved on. It's something that you can actually use as a tool to improve yourself, upgrade yourself, and potentially even open yourself up to that beauty at the end of the tunnel that you're aiming for. And then the Tower seems to be maybe like an off-course regimen that you're not used to. I kind of feel like this has something to do with scheduling. This has something to do with maybe if you are planning on, going out on a date, or maybe if you see this person a lot of the time throughout the week, and then all of a sudden these things start shifting, these things start becoming like distant, and you're not spending a lot of time anymore as much as you were, and schedules start shifting and you're not really able to keep up with it, and it's not necessarily something that you like. That's another trick that's coming up here where it seems like that's something that you have to overcome. That's something that you have to push through and get through, and things will get back to normal. So the trick is to kind of see if you're willing to move away from this situation, or are you willing to stay committed and keep like going forward with this energy, okay? So that's what I got for the trick. Let's see what I can pull for the treat. What treat is coming to pile number 1 during this season here? And the Tower could also be talking about testing your ground too. So just keep that in mind, that whatever the ground that you're standing on within this relationship, maybe the ground is being tested to see if it's going to hold up for how much you're going to receive. So the treat is time to take action. Communication is key. Your dreams need a practical plan. All right. And then we're going to pull from the other oracle as well. We have adjacent possibilities. We have blossoming abundance. There we go. And then we have happy family. So the happy family goes along with the 3 of Cups and also the 4 of Wands there. It almost makes it feel like that's kind of what the end goal is for. And I'm not going to show it on camera, but the bottom of the deck for this oracle has appreciation and journey. So appreciate the journey. But the treat that is coming your way seems to be a lot of determination. We have the Ram of the Aries and we have the Bull of the Taurus here. And it seems like there's going to be a lot of determination built up within inside you. A lot of resilience, a lot of energy feeding the opportunity to act on what your true values are, what your heart is telling you, what like you really feel inside. It's almost like letting out that energy that we talked about with the Celestial Weaver, that I feel like there's a lot of energy tucked away down inside you. Maybe this energy is coming up and being promoted into the real world, with being able to take action on that. And with that energy coming up, it allows you to really express yourself with what it is you want to say to the people that you care about, to this connection that seems to be needing to hear this energy. And I feel like with this energy being connected with, it's going to start increasing more than just what this connection is, right? With this adjacent possibilities, I feel like you will be able to bring in more abundance in other scenarios in your life, whether that be career, whether that be home life, whether that be within your own family, or whatever the case scenario might be for you. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of doors opening up for you because you're experiencing more love than maybe potentially you have before in the past. And I think with that case scenario, you can't just target every single door and expect to be able to open every single door just to see what they are. You got to know what your heart is telling you about your dreams and kind of pick and choose what doors are the right ones for you to open, for you to have that abundance come through, which is the reason why I think the dreams need a practical plan, where if that fits within your goals and your vision, then open those doors. But the ones that are, just there to kind of uplift your energy or uplift your self-worth or just simply giving you encouragement, leave those doors closed and just accept that energy of like, I had that opportunity, but it's not necessarily for me and it makes me feel good. And that's what I'm going to keep feeding, is this energy that feels good. And it's going to lead a lot to your blossoming abundance and happy family. That's what's coming through here. Let's see if I can pull some tarot cards to clarify this treat that is coming your way. We have the Nine of Swords. We have Temperance. We have Justice. We have Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so obviously with the Knight of Swords, it talks about communication as well. Maybe there are some messages coming to you. Maybe there is some signs that is also coming to you to be like, okay, you've made the right choices. Here is what you need to know. Here is the path that you need to go down. Here is the path that's going to bring you this peace and this harmony, and it's going to serve you. And it's almost like a path that, like you were supposed to be expected to go down before, but you're just now at a point where you're able to go down because you've accepted this love exchange, and being able to feed this energy that is you. And I think it's going to allow you to focus on that a bit more and allow you to kind of explore this path, explore and learn more from this path, and kind of just absorb it. It almost seems like it's going to create an obsession in a way, where it's more so just a lot of love within your heart space, a lot of gratitude, and you're going to increase a lot of good energy along this path. Okay. All right. At this time, I'm going to see if there's any other specific treats that wants to come out for you. Pile number one, any specific treats that wants to come out. We have Strength. We have the Five of Cups, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So a lot of the treat that's coming out is encouragement. Is going to be a lot of validation. I feel like you're going to receive a very strong backbone in a way, and resilience, determination, things of that nature. And I feel like it's going to help you walk away from a path that maybe you were enduring that was self-inflicted, that was harsh to you and very harmful to you. And you're able to walk away from that. You're able to walk away from the past, let the past go, let the past be what it was. So that way you can focus more about your present right now, making it the better version that it could possibly be. And also aiming for future goals that you want to obtain, that you know will make you happy, and that will create a lot of excitement in your life and create a lot of long-lasting love for yourself as well. And I feel like you're not going to be allowing these past things to be affecting you as deeply as it has been here recently. So that's very exciting and very encouraging, and I would take that as a treat for sure. So let's see if we can get any sort of advice here at the end from your spirit team, angels, ancestors. All right, we have the Devil, Ten of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So I think what this is calling you to do is to be a bit more like knowledgeable and observant of what information you need to absorb to know what direction you need to go in, right? And I feel like you are kind of in a tough spot right now where you have the devil and then you have the 10 of Pentacles. It's one energy or the other. Is the devil like pulling on you to go the wrong way? Or are you allowing yourself to know what is right and wrong for you to aim for this 10 of Pentacles energy of completion? And I think you need to be a bit more observant. If you are listening to a lot of tarot readings, if you're listening to friends' advice, family advice, what is resonating with you, right? What is resonating with your life story? You are the only person that knows all the details that are around you. And this is your job for you to be a bit more analytical about it and kind of figure out like what falls into place for you. What do you deeply resonate with? And if you feel like some things aren't resonating with you, then you need to cut off that energy and be like, hey, I've got a mind of my own. I can figure this out. I can believe what I want to believe, and I don't need to be forced to believe anything else. And I'm going to resonate with what is going to get me to this 10 of Pentacles energy. How am I going to feel about that? And allow yourself to be the director. Allow yourself to be the person that is able to eliminate and bring in the best things for you. And allow yourself to really deeply like analyze and resonate with yourself, your true self, and allow those true feelings come up for you to aim at this 10 of Pentacles energy. Let go of these things that are trying to pull you back away from that opportunity. All right. So just believe in yourself to know that you know what is best for yourself, and you will find the best result in that way. All right. So that's what I got for you, pile number 1, your trick or treat edition reading. I hope this resonated with you. And if it did, there might be some other readings on the channel that you might also resonate with. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Take care. Hello, my pile number 2s, whether you have chosen the Prisma Visions Tarot or whether you have chosen the yellow Mookalite Tower, welcome into your section of the video. Like I said at the beginning, just because this is a Halloween edition reading does not mean that this message isn't for you. This is a timeless reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you have came at a different time than the Halloween season, then that is okay. It's just the timing that is meant for you to hear this message. But we're trying to figure out what trick and what treat is coming your way. So let's go ahead and start off with the trick. I've got 2 different oracle decks that we'll be using in this reading. We'll start off with that and clarify with the tarot. What trick is coming pile number 2's way? We have step out of your comfort zone. We have nothing is yet set in stone. And we have a fiery climax approaches. Interesting. And then we'll shuffle the second oracle deck. And from this deck, we have the Journey card. We have Cornucopia. And then we have Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. All right. So this is interesting to me. I think what is coming out here for you, pile number 2, is that maybe you feel like the destiny that you were aiming for or the result that you think is yours is maybe not yours. Maybe you were either A, tricking yourself, or maybe you feel tricked to a point, maybe by society or maybe by, anybody else around you, that what you have right now or what it is that you're aiming for, and I kind of feel like this is career related, or at least on a personal basis related, that you feel like you are only good enough for what it is that you're doing right now, right? And I feel like that's not the case. I really don't think that you are only as good as what you think that you're aiming for, right? Or maybe you feel like you have only received, something that isn't as great of abundance to you as you want it to be, and could be settling for a job or a career that you don't resonate with or that you think that you're only good at. And I think realistically, you are kind of being put onto a journey of finding what it is that makes you whole. And I think that you are tricked to believing this. I think you are tricked to believing that you need to settle, that you're only good enough for this, that you're not good enough for anything else. And that's what the trick here is. And I honestly feel like there might be a person behind this energy of making you feel this way, tricking you into believing this about yourself. But the reality is the opposite of what this trick is that you have to go through a journey of finding yourself, of finding this door that leads to personal healing and happiness, right? You don't have to settle for anything less. You are able to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. I feel like this is going to get to a point where, you're going to have this energy fester up so tight and mighty that it's just going to blow up. It's going to be a point where you're either going to run away from what it is that you're dealing with, or you're going to have like a really big emotional outburst onto somebody. And I don't think you necessarily need to do that. I think what needs to happen is for you to kind of decompress, let go of some energies, and allow yourself to really take on this journey of finding yourself, finding who you really are, finding your true value, what you're able to put into something. And I feel like there is a bit of yourself that knows what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to take the journey on, what it is that will make you happy. And it's all about having that confidence to do that. It's all about being able to let yourself do that and not trick yourself into just fitting in or just fitting into societal norms or just having this everyday life expectancy, right? You don't have to be doing things that other people expect you to do. And I think that's the trick here. Let's see if we can get some clarification on the tarot cards. We have the Fool, we have the Emperor, we have the Justice card, we have the Tower, and we have the Hermit. So I'm actually starting to pick up a little bit of a different energy with the tarot cards coming out here. And this could actually be just two opposite energies in general. We could be having two different people here. So take what resonates with this information and leave the rest. But it almost seems like maybe you know what it is that you're aiming for, what you know is going to make you happy. But maybe there is an energy of someone trying to pull you away from that. Maybe there's an energy of you like either running out of time, or maybe you feel like there's just not enough support for this. And you feel like things are kind of pushing in on you or crunching you or whatever have you, that you're having to make a choice of whether to keep going or whether to listen and stop and try something new, try to fall back in line to society or something like that. And I don't think that's necessarily the case here. I think this is something that is pressured by yourself. Like you're allowing these energies to pressure you to believing that you have to do this, that you have to start something new, that you have to start over. This is something that really hasn't allowed itself to pay off just yet. And I think you potentially are having to not end what it is that you're working on, but maybe end some of the energies that are feeding into your thought process of needing to do this for some reason. I hope that makes sense. And then for the other, this could just be you not allowing other people to control you and being able to step out of your comfort zone and push towards something that you feel like you are called to. I think that's what the two energies here are mostly speaking of. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's see if I can pull out any other clarification cards about this trick. Is there someone in specific that is causing this energy for pile number 2? We have the 3 of Swords. Yeah. Yep. Queen of Cups. Okay. The 6 of Swords and the King of Cups. Okay. So we got two different energies. And I feel like this is somebody that could emotionally be manipulating you. This could be somebody that is not really looking out for your actual truth and that best interest of that. This could be someone that looks to be resonating with you, looks to be caring for you, looks to be giving you this unconditional love of advice and direction. And I don't think that they really are. I feel like there's a lot of manipulation coming through this energy here, and it's causing a lot of pain and distress. And it seems like you are asked to be like moved away from, and for you to take back control of your feelings. You might be the King of Cups here, and this other person might be the Queen of Cups. You might be asked to take control back over your feelings and to be the one to only have a say-so in how you feel and do and all these things, but there also could be a scenario where it might be a pairing of either parents or a pairing of best friends or somebody that's a pair that's kind of adding a lot of pressure to you. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but what I'm thinking here is that you are the one that needs to take control back over the way you feel and how you allow yourself to be expressed and how you absorb other energies and knowing what energies you need to not absorb, right? And I feel like a lot of this will be healed on your end, and you might, be asked to move away from this Queen of Cups energy that shows this nurturing side, but also is manipulating, right? I could see this person being an Aquarius, a Gemini, a Cancer, maybe potentially a Leo. Those are some energies that are kind of coming up to me right now. I know that's not necessarily what this card is, but I'm just feeling those specific energies. So if you know somebody within those energies, then, this is specifically for you to kind of move away from this energy, to not allow yourself to be manipulated to feeling like you need to do something else, right? You don't want to be tricked into that scenario where you're listening to them and allowing them to have that full control. For some reason, I just feel like the trick that's being played here is you believing like you can't have something or you can't aim to do something that you feel like you're being called to do. And I think it's a journey about finding yourself and allowing yourself to be this independent energy to actually have the time to do so, to be able to find yourself and not be tricked into a scenario where you're just following commands or you're following in line with society or you're just doing everything that other people want you to do, right? So that's that energy with the trick. The trick is that you are being kind of manipulated to a point where you're doing something that you're not really feeling called to do, okay? So hopefully you're able to bust around that and allow yourself to take full control over your energies and the direction that you want to go within your path, within your journey. The journey to find self-healing, to find self-love, to find the path that calls you, stepping out of your comfort zone. And I didn't touch on this, but it says nothing is set in stone. You're not set in stone to end something. Just because it looks like something's like ending in a way of potential doesn't mean it actually is. Things can have a turnaround. I think it's all about the energy that you're directing to that one thing that will allow itself to recover and turn around if you feel like hope is lost in a scenario that you're working on. All right, I'm going to pull some cards now for the treat that is coming your way. What treat is coming pile number 2's way? We have conclusions are within reach. Nothing will come of this situation, and your hard work is paying off. Wow. Let's pull some from the second oracle deck. We have anxiety. I don't know if that's necessarily a treat. Deceit. And we have door to romance. Right. So, I mean, this is already beautiful, even though the anxiety and deceit might not be as beautiful to you. But I do feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of answers about why you might be feeling this anxiety, why you might be feeling the energies of other people, why you might be receiving this deceitful energy from this Queen of Cups energy. Can't really tell what this person is holding within their hands, but it kind of looks like maybe like a journal or a box or something along those lines. And it almost seems like, I mean, it could be a spell book for all I know. It could be that energy of like, all right, I have all these resources to know like how to manipulate you or how to get under your skin or how to control you. That might be the energy here of that person. And I think you're going to get a lot of answers of like why this person's this way, or, the treat for you is to overcome this energy. The treat for you is to lose this anxiety. The treat for you is to allow yourself to have this self-love exposure to yourself, and you're going to receive self-love. You're going to receive a lot of good variety of heartfelt energy that maybe you haven't been able to allow yourself to feel before, and it's going to pay off for you. And I think it's going to come from, the journey that you're supposed to be taking, the path that you're supposed to be going down. Being able to switch to something else is showing to me that nothing will come of that situation. It's almost like you don't need to switch. a lot of your hard work is going to be paying off to a point where, you're going to see answers pretty vividly. You're going to get like really solid conclusions and answers to show you like why you're right and why anybody else that's trying to lock into your energy is wrong, right? You don't need to fall to that manipulation. So I just feel like the treat that's coming to you, one is self-love, one is answers to a lot of the things that you're really confused by, and two, just being able to move away from certain energies that are really focused on you and locked in on you for no reason. So let's see if we can get some clarification with tarot. What treat is coming pile number 2's way? We have Knight of Swords, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Moon. Yeah, so there, like I said, there's going to be some answers, there's going to be some messages, there's going to be maybe even a conversation or a proposal or some sort of energy of suggesting like, hey, this is what you've been asking for. It could even potentially be a sign that you have asked for to say, hey, like, I need this sign to really tell me what I don't know about this situation, or maybe tell me what I need to do about this situation. And I think the treat for you is to be able to walk away from this confusion while also opening yourself up to the abundance and to the joy and to the possibilities of receiving what it is that you want. And whenever you are able to walk away from the confusion and from the misdirection and everything that is going on within your subconscious and moving into the direction of opening up to the future and to the things that you want and to the things that you know that you can have, is going to open up a lot more fast-moving energy. It's going to allow yourself to feel a lot of intensity, and it's going to allow you to be a bit more passionate in what it is that you are focused in on. It's going to illuminate a lot of really high vibrational energy for you to kind of be like really addicted or really like not self-absorbed, but like absorbed into the energy of what it is that you're, like aiming for, or what it is that you want to create, or what it is that you want to receive. And I feel like it's going to activate a lot of better energies within inside your subconscious to kind of feed you to work hard, play hard, and love hard. Like I really do think like a lot of these energies are going to come up for you. Let's see if anything else wants to come out as clarification for you for this treat. Is there anything in specific treat-wise for pile number 2? We have the 10 of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Ace of Wands. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of relief for you. I think there's going to be a lot of relief. There's going to be a lot of kind of putting energy back into your own control. So like, let's just say, you know how the saying goes, living rent-free in your mind. I feel like you are not going to have that energy anymore for yourself. You are going to have more control over your mental space. You're going to have more control of being able to answer the things that are within your own mental space. Being able to have that control, being able to like not really hesitate on the choices that you need to make. You're going to have a lot of closure. You're going to be able to get and receive a lot of details. It's almost like you are going to actually see clearly and expose things that are around you. So that's where a lot of the relief is going to come into play here. And it's almost like a flip of the switch. It's almost like you were unaware of something and then all of a sudden you're aware of something. I just feel like you're going to have a lot more awareness, and you're going to be opening yourself up to the potential of what it is that you know that you have within inside you. And it's going to create a lot of inspiration. It's going to create a lot of new ideas. It's going to allow you to kind of see the world as like a blank canvas and being able to paint on that blank canvas what it is that you want, because you're not having things live rent-free in your own mind anymore. So the treat for you is you're going to be able to have more control over your mental space. You're going to be able to do more things that you feel inspired to do, and you're going to have a lot of relief for yourself, pile number 2. All right. So let's see here. Is there any sort of advice that pile number 2 needs to hear from their angels, spirit team, ancestors, anything like that? All right, we got the 5 of Swords coming out. Let's put it at the top, actually. The 5 of Swords coming out. Got the 2 of Cups coming out. Page of Pentacles. And we have the 10 of Cups. All right. So the advice here is to really find yourself. If there's things that you are not sure, if there's things that confuse you, if there's things that you've never really explored before about yourself, this is going to be a time that you need to allow yourself to take a deep dive and explore yourself. Who is pile number 2? What does pile number 2 feel? What does pile number 2 want to go out and do into the world? What interests and things like that are pile number 2 attracted to? And allow yourself to focus on that part of you and take that journey to where you are finding yourself. You're allowing yourself to figure out who pile number 2 is and allow yourself to focus on that as the abundance that you want to attract. And I feel like you're going to create a lot of good energy from this to really motivate you to pursue more in life than what you already have allowed yourself to. And I feel like you're going to create a lot more ambition and a lot more driven energy to not just go with the flow, to not just resolve around societal norms. And you're going to allow yourself to kind of engage and boost a lot of energy within inside yourself to really do things outside of your comfort zone, to really do things outside of normalcy for you. And you're going to really start to enjoy life a lot more, pile number 2. So hopefully this makes sense for you and it resonates. And if this does resonate, feel free to check out more of the readings on the channel if you feel called to. But I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll catch you guys on the next reading. Take care. Hello, my pile number 3s. Whether you have chosen the Golden Will Tarot or whether you have chosen the Dragon Blood's Crystal, welcome into your section of the video. Like I said at the beginning, we're trying to figure out what trick and treat you need to be made aware of. And like I also said, just because this is a Halloween edition reading doesn't mean that it is not a timeless reading. So whenever you come across this video, that's when this message is meant for you. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into what the trick is that is coming to you or what you need to be made aware of. What trick is pile number 3 needing to be made aware of? I don't know if this is for some of you, but if you are dating somebody by the name of Daniel, I just want you to know that apparently, according to Spirit, Daniel is cheating on you. So, yeah. All right. Your commitment is being tested. The end of a tough cycle approaches. A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, interesting. And then let's see what the other energy oracle also has to say about this. Door to Spirit, blossoming abundance, and the happy family. Right. Okay. So I think the trick here for you, pile number 3, is there's some like promises that you are being told that are like, all right, like here is what's going on. Here's what you think's going on, but this is what this person's telling you. And for some of you, you know, like I said, if you're dating a Daniel, then you might need to watch out for Daniel. But I don't necessarily think that this person is cheating on you per se, but I just feel like this person is not being like exactly honest, right? I feel like this person is trying to feed you what you want, what you need to hear, versus like what it is that you are needing to know about reality. And I think that's kind of why this commitment is being tested card here is, and also the door to Spirit, is that it's kind of like a spiritual awakening here. It's almost like you are not necessarily being tricked into a spiritual awakening, but these tricks that are being played on you is leading to your spiritual awakening of kind of either trusting your intuition or being called to act on your intuition, or just having this more developed state of mind to interact with Spirit a bit more. And I think that even though you are kind of like maybe in disgust or maybe heartbroken over, what's going on and what could potentially end up happening, you're going to come out with it like feeling a bit more promised for the future. It's almost like you're going to be a bit excited of what tomorrow might bring for you with this spiritual awakening. But for some reason, I just feel like you're being told what you want to hear by whoever it is that you're connected with, whether it's romantically, spiritually, or, whatever have you. But I just feel like there's something here that is trying to get you to, make a move, right? See the clear picture, see what you need to actually be seeing. So let's see what these tarot cards want to clarify about this trick. What does pile number 3 need to know about the trick? All right, so we got the 6 of Swords, we got the Judgment, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. So you're really locked into this connection. You're really locked into this relationship, if it is a relationship. And you are like really set in stone with what has transpired in the relationship versus what is actually happening right now in the relationship. And you're needing to kind of flip that perspective. You're kind of needing to see where you've lost your power. And I feel like that's kind of the case here, is that there is a loss of power somewhere. And I don't know if it's something that you've kind of like pushed towards the future. Maybe you feel like you are letting natural things happen for you and allowing yourself to see where things take you without like having a say-so or without doing something or without making a choice. And you're just wanting to end up into this 10 of Pentacles energy, but you're doing it because maybe you've put your power towards the future versus having your power now with you. And I think you need to recall back that power to kind of see why you're like all over the place with your energies. Your focus, like you're living this relationship with a past energy, and you're also living this relationship without your power because your power is in the future. And I think you are being called to kind of explore this path. You're being called to kind of move your energy to be recalled back to you from both the past and the future. So that way you can be more present. So that way you can get a clearer visualization of what's going on with this trick that's being presented to you. Let's see what specific tricks are being played on you, pile number 3. Is there anything in specific here? Can we get some specifics? All right. We have the Page of Cups, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So I think this person really knows how to get around you. Let's just say, for example, if this person like knows your favorite wine or knows like your favorite relaxation drink, and they're like going to tell you something about maybe the things that you're questioning. And there's reasons why you're questioning things, right? There's a reason why you're bringing things up. And this person comes up to you and gives you this answer that's bogus, but treats you with, here's your favorite wine. Maybe you just need to relax. Maybe you just need to calm down. Everything's okay. You're just being tore up mentally right now. And you just need to relax your mind. You need to be able to focus on being calm and enjoying yourself and not really focused on me or my energies or anything like that. And it's almost like they're opening you up to being a bit softer. They're opening you up to being a bit more approachable or like loving or something like that. And they know how to really get you to adapt into that energy. And I think that's the trick that you kind of need to be a bit more evasive. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Like try to evade the tricks, the tactics. And if you feel like you have this inclination about something, you need to just be a bit more laser focused and kind of just pack a punch, kind of just nail all that energy into that and not just retreat whenever you feel like maybe you had it wrong or maybe you weren't sure. And this person is just really good at conveying this trickery or conveying your emotions or manipulating your emotions, things like that. This person just really knows you well enough to kind of get away with things. And I think that you need to be able to say, hey, look, you actually don't know me as well as you think, and pull out your own tricks, pull out your own traits that maybe you haven't really showed this person, and overcome these tactics and actually push on this energy that you feel the most called to. There's a reason why you feel called to that energy. So why back off of it? You get what I'm saying, pal number 3? So enough of that about the tricks. You now know what that's all about. Let's try to focus on what treat is coming your way for this Halloween season. What treat is coming pile number 3's way? The answers you need are coming. A new romantic cycle begins. Your hard work is paying off. And I'm going to get some cards from the Energy Oracle as well. What treat is coming pile number 3's way? Goddess of the Moon. Woman holding a heart. Envy. All right. So this is really fun, really interesting. I'm not saying like what you're going through is really fun, but the reading itself seems to be a bit fun because it seems like you are moving away from an old energy and you're moving into a new energy that seems to be based off your confidence, based off your directness, based off your viciousness. And that could be like the reason why the dragon's blood crystal is here on the table as your crystal of choice for this pile, is because you're needing to tap into more of that hard-edged, take no prisoners type of mentality. And you are going to be receiving answers to lock into the choices that you need to. You're going to become the goddess of the moon. You're going to become the woman holding the heart. You're going to tap into your divine feminine presence to really take control over your emotions, to take care of yourself. It's almost like, I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Big Mama. Big Mama's House, I think, is actually the movie's title. But it's like that presence of Big Mama wants to, take care of the children, wants to make sure that there's no ends that aren't met, that aren't like safe for the children. And really takes like no prisoners in that movie, really goes against all the stops, right? And really fights for what they believe in, really fights for their divine feminine presence of nurturing and taking care and making sure that they're in the right. And I think that's going to be you. I think you're going to be taking care of yourself. You're going to be nurturing yourself. You're going to be making sure that you are in full control over the way your heart is being handled, the way that you're receiving love, and the way that maybe you're not receiving love, and discard of that energy. And I feel like all these changes that are going to be made is going to create the best payback that you could possibly have against someone. Even though they're the ones doing the wrong, it's not necessarily that you need to, key somebody's car. It's not necessarily that you need to, set fire to their personal belongings. No, none of that. The best possible retaliation to someone's energy is invoking the same emotion that you felt, right? So I feel like that's going to happen based off what is coming to you, which seems to be, controlling your emotions, making sure you're protected, making sure you're doing the right thing based off you, feeling confident about that, reclaiming back your energy of confidence and power, and showing that you are not a weak person, someone that you're not like a person of manipulation. You're not going to be manipulated. And you're potentially going to be moving on to something very, very quick, something else, a new romantic connection, something that is going to spark this goddess that you are, something that's going to help you embrace your truest potential. And this person is not going to like that at all. This person is going to be like, whoa, what just happened? What did I just lose? They're going to be questioning a lot of energy here. And it's going to dismiss a lot of your hatred. It's going to dismiss a lot of your own envy, things like that. But just being able to take back this confidence and to really work on that energy is going to pay off for you. Pile number 3. So I know that's a lot from the Oracle themselves, but let's see if we can get some clarification from the tarot cards. We have the Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and let's pull one more card, 10 of Wands. All right. So being able to get over these hurdles, being able to get out of this situation, this thing that seems to keep repeating itself, the thing that keeps putting a lot of pressure on you, will really allow you to be put into a position to take care of yourself, really be in the position to, put the right energies into the right places and kind of give birth to a reality that is supposed to be better for you. And I really feel like there is going to be some sort of new reward for you or new offering for you from someone else that potentially has also been waiting for you to be freed up, to be free of these shackles, to be free of these chains. And it's also like a vice versa mentality too, is that you have potentially soulfully been feeling like, okay, I really want to be let go of these contingencies, these games, whatever. And once you find the power to do that, you're also going to be in that waiting position and excited to receive this offer from this other person. So it's almost like you're both at a mutual understanding of each other and have a mutual energy, and you're going to fall deep into this new love, and it's going to be fated. It's going to be something that you have given power to create or to attract or to accept into your life. And it's going to be the right timing. It's going to be the right place, and you will know. Okay. Is there anything in specific for the treat for pile number 3 that they need to hear? We have Star, Ace of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So the power is going to be back into your own hands. The power is going to be very loving and nurturing. You're going to be receiving a lot of what you were hoping for, and a lot of things that you want in life are going to start showing up for you. A lot of things are going to be, delivered to you based off your actions. So what you're putting out is what you'll receive, okay? So I know you're probably thinking, well, I'm not doing anything wrong right now either. But are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it because you think it's the right thing? You know what I'm saying? So I think taking back that energy of doing the things for yourself is going to be the energy that fuels the right things to show up into your life and the right things for you to kind of get back on track with your abundance and your happiness and your own self joy that you can create. So that is the specific treats that are coming back into your life, is being able to do the things that you actually enjoy to do and receiving the things that, you are fated to have within this life. Let's see if I can pull any advice from your spirit team, your ancestors, your angels, anything of that nature. We have the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the Devil, and the Lovers. The advice here is to really protect your power, really protect your belongings, really protect the energy that you covet about yourself, that you love about yourself. Don't let go of your power for yourself. And I feel like really what's happening right now is that you are letting go of your power, and that's why you're feeling a lot of intense energies. And it almost feels like you are being put into a situation where you have to act. You can't just be the one receiving all the time. You can't just be putting it out into the universe and be like, okay, I'm just going to allow the power to bring in what it needs to bring in, and I'm just going to be in a free flow mentality. Maybe this is some information that you've heard before in the past that you just, kind of give up to the experience, or maybe you just submit to the universe, which, there's specific things about that information that you can do right on. But whenever you get to a point where you're just doing that with everything, that's where it gets out of hand. And that's whenever it becomes that you don't have, free will or being able to make choices for yourself. You still have to do those things. You still have to have control over that. Maybe you've taken that bit of information a bit too far, and maybe you need to recall back that energy, because you still need to have that relationship with yourself. And if you don't have that power to make choices for yourself, you don't have that relationship for yourself anymore. It's just relationships with other people. And being able to recall back that energy and reform that relationship, that is the advice here. Because once you start loving yourself more, once you start giving back to yourself, that's when the universe gives back to yourself also. All right, pile number 3. I hope all this makes sense. I hope this resonates with you. But thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. If you are wanting to know what your shadow is trying to tell you, or if you simply want to know what your next chapter in love is going to be like, feel free to click on any of these videos.